What is up, team? What is up, team? And welcome to Guy Maverick. I'm Erik, founder of GuyMaverick.com and the Guy Maverick YouTube channel. And today we're going to talk about styling on a budget. Now, what is styling on a budget? Styling on a budget means experimenting with colors, patterns, textures, fits, and different things like that without going high into the Polo Ralph Lauren and Gucci and all those type of things, but going more low end and spending less money now while you figure out your style, and that way you can spend more money later when you know your staple pieces and what you want to keep and what you want to have forever. I started my journey of dressing better about 8 years ago. And when I started, I knew nothing about how to dress well. I thought I would have to wear dress slacks and polos every day, dress shirts and jeans tucked in, dress shoes all the time. And I actually went out to Macy's and JCPenney and bought a bunch of dress shirts, some dress slacks, and some V-neck sweaters as well. One thing I used to do was I used to try to buy things off eBay, clothes and things like that. I stopped that very soon because I realized it didn't really ever work out. Whenever I ordered something on eBay that was my size, it got here and it was too big or too small or just looked different than what I thought it was, because I don't know, I was maybe looking at last season's version on eBay, but comparing it with this season's version on Old Navy or Gap or J. Crew. So the things never really worked out for me. Doesn't mean they won't work out for you. They might work out for you. Just never worked out for me. So I stopped that pretty heavily. I also went to thrift stores to try and get like suits and things like that and dress shirts, and I did that for a little bit of time, and that was pretty awesome. I enjoyed that, but it just wasn't. It wasn't what I needed for staples and basics and things like that. I needed more. There are so many things that you have to know if you want to dress well. Oxford cloth button-downs, chinos, Oxford versus brogues. You have Egyptian cotton versus poplin versus twill versus Oxford cloth. Secret wash, what is that? There's a lot. And I am still learning about all the different things. But I've recruited enough information, a lot of information in the past 8 years, almost decade now, that have immensely helped me. And you're going to see 3 websites that I've been using for the last 8 years that has helped me evolve my own personal style and my own way of dressing well. And hopefully that'll help you guys out too. The first website that I use, and it's probably my #1 most used website of all time, and when it comes to style and things like that, is dappered.com. At least twice a week or 3 times a week, I'll look it up, look at the new articles that are on there, read through it, and it's dappered.com. And I'll see if I can show you guys like a screenshot or something of what it looks like up here. But dappered.com was started by Joe Weaver about 9 to 10, 12 years ago or so. And what it is, it's basically a menswear blog with articles regarding how to dress, the top 10 dress shirts to own. There's a $1,500 wardrobe, where if you have $1,500 hypothetically, where would Joe and his team shop at to get the best bang for their buck and get the most basics and the most articles of clothing with that $1,500? That's one of my favorite series that they do. So much other things, how to dress for certain occasions, where to drink, how to drink, things like that. There's a playlist. There's Most Wanted Affordable Style, which is for a month. They'll see from all the websites, Nordstrom, Banana Republic, J. Crew, things like that, and they'll find things that they want to buy, list the prices and why they want to buy them, reviews on suits and chinos, and so much. There's so much information, and their site is so simplified, and it's so easy to navigate. And you can even just on Google type in dapper.com dress shirts, and it'll pull up on Google all the dress shirt articles on that website. 100% Joe and his team have been my #1 resource for learning how to dress and learning how to develop texture and style and color and things like that. And they will continue to be for the future, 100%. So I'd recommend checking out them. #2, Primer Magazine. Andrew Snavely started this. Actually, I don't know when he started this, but it's been quite a bit of time. And he does a lot of things similar to what Joe and his Dapper team does, but his website looks a little bit different. So he talks about spending, investing, earning money, things like that, how to dress, of course. where Joe and his team at Dapper mainly dabble with style and clothing and articles, what Primer Magazine and Andrew does at his website is there's an entire gamut of a man's life, from dating advice to get-ups and things like that. There's so much information, and it's such a huge resource for any guy looking to improve any aspect of their life. One of my favorite things on Primer Magazine to continually go back to is their series is called The Get-Up. And The Get-Up, basically what that is, it's like you dress for an occasion. Like Andrew will say, he'll post something, it's like Easter outfits, right? So Easter outfit, you click on the Get-Up, perfect Get-Up for Easter. Click on it, and then pops up. You'll see the articles of clothing laid out, so they won't be shown on an individual, they'll be laid out. And then what he'll do is he'll say this dress shirt here, this dress shirt here, this dress shirt here, or this shorts here, watch here, things right here. He'll list the prices of them and where to buy them at inexpensive websites like Target, Amazon, Kohl's, Walmart, or not Walmart, things like that, which I really like. I really enjoy that. And other things he's done with that is, I mentioned Ryan Reynolds earlier. He had a really cool outfit on. Just a few months ago I saw this, and there was a link to Primer Magazine, and it showed you how to get a similar or as close to an outfit as him, color-wise, texture-wise, and fit-wise as him, without spending probably the thousands of dollars that Ryan Reynolds actually spent to get that outfit. You can get it for less than $100. So I really, really appreciate that. That's a big resource, in my opinion, for frugal style and where to buy certain things, and he has his own different places that he goes to, his own specific stores and shops, and I really appreciated Andrew and his team for that information. Another thing that Andrew does, which is cool, is he actually, on certain articles and stuff like that, he'll talk about an article of clothing, and he'll actually like take a picture of himself wearing that article of clothing, which there was one picture I saw of him wearing a green field jacket, and I thought it was such a great picture. And it was such a good outfit, and I was just blown away. And that's one thing that he will let you see the entire outfit from head to toe, what he's wearing, not just the article of clothing and how it fits, but how everything fits together, which is awesome. I really like Andrew for that. The third biggest resource for me when it comes to evolving my personal style has been articlesofstyle.com. Articlesofstyle.com. Originally named The Style Blogger, which in my opinion was such a cool name. I wish they kept that, but I still like Articles of Style as well. Started by Dan Trepanier and his team of people. Now, Dan, he was named Esquire's Best Dressed Man of 2009. And when I discovered him back about 2011 or so, I could see why. He dressed extremely well. He was able to mix different things like preppy and streetwear and smart streetwear and college grad or like rugby shirt with tweed and so much different weird textures and patterns, things you would normally never think of. Dan was able to do it, and that just blew my mind. And when I discovered them when they were the Style Blogger, I remember one thing in particular. Dan, he had these tailored sweatpants, so they looked like slacks, but they were sweatpants and they were tailored. And it was an article about how you can wear those type of things to the office and no one would know. And the reason that this became such a big resource for me was because that showed me that there was more than just a typical Hanes or Gildan t-shirt or those weird sweatpants you get from Walmart, right? The sweats that you get from Walmart. There was so much more different things for the same articles of clothing. There was different variations of it, and depending on how casual, how formal, how in between you wanted to get, Articles of Style, the Style Blogger, Dan, showed you those different places and those different things. And I was grateful for him. I was grateful for that website. That got me through a lot in my beginning years of learning how to develop my personal style. 100%. It was a huge resource. The biggest thing I got from Dan and his team when he was a Style Blogger and now Articles of Style is they introduced me to the world of bespoke. I've never gotten or purchased a bespoke suit before, but it is on my bucket list 100%. It looks so good on them. And he showed me different textures and fits and things like that, and had a brown tweed with a gray melange or whatever it is. The things that he did with those kinds of things are things that no normal individual to really think of how to pair, and that really helped me when trying to develop my own patterns and how to form those things together and make them work cohesively and not look like a mess of just I'm trying stripes with checkered with gingham with all this type of stuff and chevron and all that stuff like that. So Dan and his team really helped me along with that. They were awesome, and they were a huge influence in the beginning of my style evolution. Those 3 websites have been instrumental in helping and evolving my personal style evolution. Dapper.com, primermagazine.com, articlesofstyle.com. Without those 3 websites, I would not be where I am right now in my personal style journey. And over time, I'll show you guys my own personal closet, my own personal items. This is a shirt from Banana Republic from a few years ago, by the way. And I'll show you guys my own fits and things like that and how I style things and where I buy things and stuff as well. But if you're just searching out for a resource, you want to go somewhere that has all the information laid out for you. Dappered, Primer, Articles of Style. 100%. My favorite websites to go to, and I still go to this day. And GuyMaverick.com. Gotta add that in there as well. They offer such different things. Dappered, one thing. Primer Magazine, one thing. Articles of Style, such a different thing. And individually, they have so much information individually. But together, they give such a holistic view on style and fits and patterns and things like that, that using all 3, you will learn so much information, so much. It's like you're in school. I'd recommend the heck out of those guys. Take a look. I'll try and leave the links in the description. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what other videos you guys want to see. I have a part 2 to this coming soon, where part 1 was the websites and the resources that I use. Part 2 is going to be where I personally shop and where I personally go to get my basics, outerwears, and things like that. So you guys will see that in part 2 coming next week. And yeah, let me know what other videos you guys want. And don't forget, every Sunday and every Wednesday I have a new video coming out. And occasionally on Fridays, I'll upload some random videos about business advice or YouTube or how to start your own website or different things like that. So keep an eye out for that. Subscribe, hit that notification bell. And I'll see you guys next time. Remember, don't be afraid to be different.